What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another Dudes Who Bet Daily. We round out the week here on a Sunday. Magic's dancing. He's back with us for the second straight day. Papa Dude's here. He looks mad about football. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Listen, guys, we're going to kick it off with horse racing to start. Does that sound okay, Magic?
That sounds pretty great to me. It's Happy 'Tis a Magician Day, everybody.
Well, there you go. Well, let's kick it right over there. The race of the day for the show is going to be the Native Diver at Del Mar today. It is race 8 on the card. And Magic, we're going to kick it to you first. Your baby boy, Tis a Magician, is running. He's 4-1. He's got to beat some Baffert horses in Defunded and Azul Coast. Can he get the job done today?
No, not as far as win goes. No, mile and an eighth, first of all, is too short for him. He's one of those just kind of one gear horses that when he gets into that gear early, especially when he's on the front end, it's a good thing because you go a mile and a half and it's very hard for horses to kind of gain on him. The problem is we're going a mile and an eighth. He only has the one gear. He's best when he's running on the front end, and he's got 3 other horses that want to go with him. That includes the 65 Moorline favorite Defunded. You're going to get a lot less than that on him because this is your grade 1 Awesome Again Stakes winner last time out. And the problem is he loves Santa Anita. He's had issues with Del Mar, and Bob Baffert is even was waiting to ship him down to Del Mar until as late as possible because the horse reportedly gets pretty nutty here. He does have a win over the course, but Baffert didn't want to ship him to Kentucky for the Breeders' Cup Classic, supposedly because of shipping. He claims that if they ran into Santa Anita, he would have sent him. I don't know why you would, send any horse after Flightline when you see what he can do multiple times to you already. But hey, that's Bob Baffert. For me, as far as if you want to use Defunded, that's fine. I think he's by far the class of the field. Should be the most talented horse in the field. For the Magic Mike show, I went too deep. I passed on him, hoping he gets burned up with the speed with Tis a Magician. Gojo won. New Grange, who's a former Baffert. Maybe that guy comes in there and just completely toasts Defunded. It sets up well for your defending champion, Azul Coast, to come from off the pace. Johnny Velasquez is going to hop aboard. He rides extremely well for Baffert. This horse is very hit and miss, but he's got 2 wins from 3 starts at Del Mar. So he does run well there, at least on the dirt. And man, I think Azul Coast is really sneaky here. I also really like Parnelli. It's a horse I followed for a while. I liked him in the San Diego handicap, and he just threw up a complete dud. But he also likes Del Mar. He's been working out a storm, and John Sheriff would have put him in an optional claimer somewhere instead of in this spot if he didn't think he could handle it. So I'm going 1-6 here. I understand why you'd want to use Defunded. I think he might be the power play on the website.
Yeah, I think Defunded will be the speed of the speed today, but we'll see. The other Baffert angle always is dangerous, and that would be Azul Coast. He would fit that very well. Papa Dude, did you look at this race at all?
I did, and it looks like every horse but the one is speed. They're going to go to the front. Looks like it. So it does set up, as Magic said, they get in a speed duel, and here comes the one who doesn't get out like that. And how many times have we seen that? We've seen it a lot. It's all going to depend on, is Defunded able to hold off? That's the thing. Can he do it? Because I agree with Magic. Looks like he's definitely the class of the race. And got to go along with Magic on how he feels about his horse because he knows his horse better than anybody. So great horse, though, Magic. Always runs well. Always runs hard. Wouldn't you agree? Just a hard-working horse.
He outruns his talent level, is what I always tell Aaron. I say he runs a lot better than he probably his talent is because he got that kind of heart. So he's a lot of fun to own and keep following. But it's you know what? Mike and I were talking about this on the Magic Mike show. I'll ask you real quick before we move on. If aside from Defunded, isn't Tis a Magician most likely to hit the board though? In this, like Azul Coast just might not show up. Sometimes he does, and sometimes he doesn't. Parnelli threw up a huge dud last out, and you've got 3 speed horses in Defunded. Like Tis a Magician, he's not going to get the lead, but he's going to keep coming. He's like an Energizer bunny.
He definitely has a big heart, and I think you kind of said it. His problem is he's a specialized type of horse. He's a 1.5 miles, 1 3/4 miles even type of horse, and they just don't run a ton of races like that. So you get in weird spots like this where it's like, it just doesn't fit him, but it's hard to find races that truly fit what he loves to do. I'm with you. I mean, you know what you're going to get out of him, and he probably will hit the board in this spot. It's going to be interesting. The cat and mouse game could be interesting here. Does Defunded just go flying out there and setting it up for Azul Coast, or does Defunded kind of, have it his own way and kick clear? And even though there might be speed, he's just the fastest of them all. So
How old is Tis the Magician, Magic?
He's 5 right now.
He's 5. So how long are they going to run him?
Well, they probably got 1, maybe 2 more years out of him, but he might need a little equipment change.
Got you.
Meaning gelding.
Yeah. So he's not a gelding now.
No, but he might as they should. I love him, but nobody wants to breed to him. Why would you?
Oh, okay.
Before we go, we got kind of a lighter show for content. Michael always is on it. He asked a question here. Why is the 4 at Del Mar in the second race the morning line favorite? Someone explain that to me. Just at a quick look of the 4 here, he's won 2 in a row by 3 and by 8, and he has the fastest time for him in the race. So quick glance, I think that horse should be the morning line favorite.
Geezer.
Magic, any thoughts?
I like the horse's name, Geezer.
I know.
I mean, yeah, the as far as the buyer figure got a 76 last out, which is by my quick look here, 13 points higher than anybody else's career best, which includes the 5 that almost won a stakes race against Calbreds last out. This feels like a big bounce spot. The horse did the 2 great efforts at Los Al, so against lesser company, and then Santa Anita against Starter Allowance Company. We're back at Del Mar, and this horse did not run well with a wide trip on debut. So I'd be careful with the 4. I wonder if Michael's thinking about the 5, because to me, that's who kind of stands out here.
Well, I think there's a big difference between, okay, can this horse win or lose or whatever, and why is this horse a morning line favorite? He's a morning line favorite because he's going to go off favorite in the race. Can he lose? Sure, absolutely. This is not a slam dunk by any means, but I'll be shocked if he's not the favorite. Yeah, the 5 fun money, maybe, coming out of a stakes race, now going down to the allowance ranks, that possibly could be the horse that gets second choice here. But I do think the 4 will be favored. And look, if you got 2-5, hey, you've identified a favorite that you're going to try to beat. And I think he will actually she will end up being the favorite. So we'll see how that plays out. Or I guess it's a he. No, Fun Money is a she and Geezer is a he. So we've got we got the battle of the sexes in that one. All right, let's move on. Let's go to the NFL. Somich kind of talked about on Thursday. The Thursday slate was really good, and then it kind of gets off. But one game that is interesting before we get to our best bets, the Bengals take on the Titans today at noon. It's going to be a pretty good game. The Bengals are a 1-point favorite, even though they're on the road. All right, Magic. Bengals, Titans. Who do you like in this matchup?
Dang, I just looked and saw plus half point for the Bengals. Either way, I would take the Bengals here. Before the season started, Mike Somich had one of his preseason best bets was Titans under the win total because he thought he's like, this is a trash team. And Aaron, throughout the season, I asked you, I was like, why are they're 7-3? I thought they're a trash team. You're like, they are. It's just everybody else they're playing has been more trash than we expected. So with that in mind, you have the Bengals that not that far removed from trying to win the Super Bowl. They've had an extremely tough schedule if you compare to who they face versus Tennessee. They're coming off that win against their rivals in the Steelers. I think that's a big one as well. So I would go ahead and play the Bengals here, whatever, if they're the favorite or not with the point differential. I don't think it matters. I think they win.
Papa Dude, you've kind of been more bullish on the Titans. You think they're a little bit better than what we give them credit for. They are 7-3, and I guess the ESPN line has them as underdogs. They're right around the line there. It's going to be even -1, one way or the other. What do you think about the Bengals and the Titans today?
Every once in a while, Somich is wrong. Just every once in a while, not very often, but every once in a while he's wrong. This is not a trash team. Because in the NFL, what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to win. That's what they do. And if they play in a shitty division, that's not their problem. They can't help that. And what do? They win. So they're not a trash team. They are at home. But I like the Bengals too, Magic. I like the Bengals because they have the better quarterback. There's a problem in Nashville. So was that, they've canceled games, hockey games. Was that just a water break in the hockey arena and not that area? Because the hockey arena and the football field are right together. So that was just a problem in the arena. Okay. All right. Because I thought this game might get moved, but I hadn't heard anything about it. So anyway, I like the Bengals today. This is a must game for the Bengals. A must game because Magic hit on it. And Aaron, you and I covered this last week. The Bengals schedule is murder compared to Baltimore's. Baltimore's is so much easier down the stretch. The Bengals have to win this game to have any chance to win the division. I don't think they can win it anyway because their schedule is absolutely murder down the stretch. This is one they can get. I think they're going to beat them, but I wouldn't be surprised if Tennessee pulls off another one.
Yeah, I kind of like Tennessee in this spot. I kind of think that they're just a team that at home against a Bengals team that's been very up and down. They're hurt. I like Tennessee to get the job done here, but this is definitely one of those toss-up matchups, probably the best matchup here of the early slate, without a doubt. All right, Magic, let's go to best bets. Let's get to them right now. I know you're kind of on baby duty a bit here, so we'll let you go first here. Tell us about your best bet today in the NFL.
Yeah, we're gonna go Rams Chiefs, and I've got the Rams jersey on, but I'm channeling my inner Jared Welch today. The Chiefs should just absolutely smoke them in this. You've got a Rams team that now, like, they were already bleeding from every orifice, and now they're just like the blood's pretty much out. There's just like the last little trickles coming out of the corpse at this point. They've lost their last 6 of their last 7, and now they don't have Matt Stafford. And then they got rid of Darrell Henderson, one of their running backs. It was a 3-headed running back thing with him and Cam Akers. The rookies, I already forgot his name, but he's supposed to be getting most of the touches. So there's the one area of concern. I almost had a little bit of a pause on this, but the Chiefs, to me, I mean, they're just so good. They should easily destroy this team. If you look at the Rams injury list, I mean, my God, this thing is longer than it's really long, and there's a lot of hurt players. So I'm going to roll with the Chiefs. I think 17. You can play this line up to 16.5.
All right. Well, there it is. Yeah, that was good, Magic.
It's good.
Good job. Good job.
Yeah. This line's going up too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It makes perfect sense that the Chiefs are going to kill them. It does.
So is that why the Rams pull the upset?
No, they're not going to win. No.
I think the Rams, they've been awful, obviously, but their injuries, like you said, they're very long, Magic. I don't know how long they are, but they are very long, and it's bad. So, yeah, I'm with you. I always hate laying like huge points in the NFL, but this is like, wow. Yeah. And I feel like the Chiefs, are playing better each week almost, where the Rams are getting worse each week. So minus 15.5, I like it, Magic. I think it's a good one.
The Rams are also they're 0-4 in their last 4 against the spread too. So it's not just that they're losing, that they're like, to me, when they're losing 4 games and all 4 were you also lost the spread, you've given up, and now you've lost your quarterback.
Yep. I agree. It's bad. And they said they're not sure when he will come back. So that's not good. And also Cooper Kupp's out. That's not good either. So a shell of what they were. All right. Chiefs minus 15.5 for you. Let's get Somich's best bet there. He's not here, but he sent it in. Seattle minus 4. And he kept it simple. I'll read it to you now. He said they got a better offense. They've got a better defense. They've got a better coach. Seattle's coming off a bye. Vegas is playing back-to-back road games. So it's a much better spot for Seattle as well. He'll lay the 4 here. He thinks that the Seahawks are going to get the job done. I like this one as well. I'm going to use the Seahawks in one of my bets as well. Papa Dude, what do you think of the Seahawks today?
Well, they should. It's a great bet. They should do this. A lot of us are still worried about, are they really as good as what their record is? But Vegas is bad. So I think they're going to get them. And that week off's probably helped them too. So I like Seattle a bunch in this one.
Yep, I think it's a good pick as well, and I'll go right into my best bet. I'm going to go back to a 3-team money line parlay, even though I lost it yesterday with Oklahoma State, they were just awful. I do feel like we got a little bit of bad luck, because if Sanders would have played the whole game, I think Oklahoma State would have won that thing. The other 2 legs won easy, very easy. So I'll go back to it here today. I really liked this one, and I really liked that it was paying plus 142. That was kind of the thing. When I was playing around these parlays, I thought this was really good value. I'm using the Seahawks. And again, this is just money line parlay. They just have to win. Using the Seahawks. I'm using the Eagles to defeat Green Bay. I think Green Bay is about done. It's a home game for the Eagles. The pressure is still on the Eagles. They need to keep winning to get that number 1 spot, with Minnesota winning. And also that division, you can't slip up much, or you're going to even lose the division there for the Eagles. So I think it's a big game for them. I like them to win. And then I got the 49ers. I feel like they're coming on strong. They're hosting the Saints today, who just aren't very good. I think the Niners are building on something. I think they're trying to get back in the hunt. Maybe not for that number 1 seed, but at least to get a 2 or a 3 seed. I like the Niners today as well. So a 3-team parlay there, plus 142. I couldn't stay away from that. Magic, any thoughts on this parlay?
Love the Seahawks play, especially I didn't realize Geno Smith is the number 1 quarterback in terms of percentage and QB rating right now. I don't know what's happening in the NFL. The Eagles play, I think that's great. You don't want to touch the line on that because it feels like it could be a blowout, and sometimes the Eagles play a little down to their competition. And I also like the 49ers play. Remember I talked about the Rams losing their last 4. They lost to New Orleans and only by 7 last week, and it was Andy Dalton's best game by far of the season when they were thinking about getting rid of him for Jameis Winston again. So yeah, let's have any confidence in that? No, absolutely. Let's go with the 49ers. It's going to be an ugly game, but I love the pick.
Yeah, Jason also says you could tease down those lines if you don't want to mess with the Seahawks and just use the Eagles and the 49ers. You probably get similar-ish value on that one as well. Not a bad idea as well. Mark says, side note, I believe it was stated on the site, Sanders, talking about the OSU quarterback yesterday, has the record for most turnovers by a single player in NCAA football history. I have no idea if that's accurate or not, but I wouldn't doubt it. He's not great. But you know what he's better than? The rest of those terrible OSU quarterbacks. Holy shit, they're bad. All right, Papa Dude, NFL out of the way. You're going to college basketball. Tell us why, and I need to fix that. Go ahead.
Well, I'm doing really well on these obscure picks, you know? And so today, this is a very interesting game. We have a game featuring the Maine Black Bears against the Brown Bears. So it's a battle of the Bears today. And I believe black is a dominant color over brown.
Okay.
I believe a black bear might be meaner than a brown bear just because he looks more impressive.
Right.
To me. Okay. Now, Maine is 5-1. Brown is 1-4. The game is at Brown. I'd say there might be 17 people there at this game. And they'll all be professors, probably, at Brown University. I don't know if any students know what a basketball is at Brown University. Probably not. So they might go, but they might cheer for the Black Bears. Who knows? Anyway, 4.5-point favorite. Brown is. I'm going Maine. Black Bears plus 165. And by the way, Maine is usually pretty good in basketball. So I think the Black Bears are going to get the Brown Bears in Brown. Anybody know where Brown is? I believe it's in Hanover, Rhode Island. Does that sound right?
I think it is.
I think it's next door to Quinnipiac.
By the way, that was my second pick of the day. Quinnipiac came out through for me yesterday. One easy. It's a great team. They're undefeated. However, they're playing Hofstra today. Hofstra's pretty good, so I was afraid of them. So I'm going with the Maine Black Bears to pull out this one because I really didn't like anything anywhere else.
Maine 4-1, like you said. This game starts at 1:00 Central, so 2:00 Eastern time. Get that bet in very, very quickly.
That's right. Go to the store right
Bears,
now.
The Black Bears have won 4 games in a row. They beat Boston College on the road 3 games.
That's right.
Down.
I don't know why they're underdogs.
I don't know why they're underdogs either. So I kind of like this pick, Papa Dude. I think they're going to win.
Well, we'll see.
Magic,
I'm going to tell you this. I won't be watching.
I felt like I was watching an episode of The Office when he started talking there.
Go ahead. Play it, Magic. Play it for us. It's not. You got the audio, Magic. Come on.
Question. What kind of bear is best?
It's a ridiculous question.
False. Black bear.
There you go.
Boom. There you go. There you go. Question answered.
That is fantastic.
Battlestar Galactica.
That is fantastic. All right, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go over the best bets real quick, and then Papa Dude and I are going to have about a 3 to 4 minute segment talking about the early lines for championship week, because championship week in college football is next week, and there's some early lines we believe you need to jump on today because we think they're going to have big changes that would not be in your favor. All right, let's go back here. Here are the best bets for today. Papa Dude, go on those Maine Black Bears. That's right. What kind of bear is best? Black bear. Plus 165 for Maine in this spot. I'm going 3-team money line parlay today in the NFL: Seahawks, Eagles, and 49ers. Somich is going Seahawks -4. Magic going Chiefs minus 15.5, 7-6 this week, up $90, up $228 for the year. All right, Magic, you're signing off, correct?
Yep. Good luck, everybody, on your bets this week.
All right, good luck to you as well. Magic, is he's gone. All right, let's talk about it real quick. He wanted to say, and I left about 3 minutes here, 4 or 5 minutes where we could talk about it. You're really shocked by some of these early college football lines that have come out for the championship week. Your best friend, Joey Aguirre, is here to hear about it. What are some of these lines that people need to jump on right now?
Well, I got the 4 biggies, the 4 big games, conferences, championship. Okay. Let's do the ones I kind of agree with first. You got Georgia and LSU. Georgia is a 16-point favorite on the opening lines. I think it should be more and probably will be as we go along. Michigan's only 15.5-point favorite over Purdue. I find that a little odd too. I was thinking 21.
Yeah.
Is what I was thinking. So Vegas is still not sold on Michigan after that great performance yesterday. I mean, I don't know. But the 2 that I think you should jump all over right now, USC 1-point favored over Utah.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
They should be a touchdown favorite, in my opinion.
Now, Aaron, I didn't look. Where is the game? Is it in Palo Alto?
It's in Las Vegas at
it's in Vegas. Okay.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any difference either. I think USC. Now, I will say this. I believe Utah is the only team in the Pac-12 that can beat them. And I don't know why I say that. I just feel like Utah is better than the other teams. So I think they would have beat Oregon. I'm not impressed with Oregon's defense. So I think Utah's the only team that can beat them. But 1 point? I thought that'd be 6 or 7 after the way USC's been playing.
I don't think there's any doubt this thing is going to favor USC much more than -1. So you need to jump on that.
If
right
it was
now.
Yeah, if it was 4, I would bet USC.
I feel like it's going to go there. 3.5, 4 is what I'm going to predict here. You need to jump on that game.
I'm shocked. And the other one, TCU, only 1.5 points over Kansas State. Now, that one's a little more iffy, but the TCU team that I've watched all year, they're better than 1.5 points over K-State. And they've been underrated all year long, TCU. That one I don't know will change because Vegas doesn't like TCU.
That one is going to change. I have no doubt.
Okay.
I think both of them are going to get to 3.5 or 4 by the time this is over.
Yeah.
If you like USC and you like TCU, do not wait at this right now. There's not going to be a ton that changes between now and when that game kicks off. There's no secret injuries or anything that's happening. With
not that we know of.
Nobody got banged up in their games last night. Take USC, take TCU right now at these lines because those are crazy lines. So,
and I think
USC -1, TCU -1.5 points. Take them.
Right.
Yeah.
Joey said USC for the national championship. You know, they're playing as well as anybody. They really are. And I think they're a lock to get in. I don't think Ohio State's going to get in over them. I don't think so. If they win.
I think Georgia's the only team that is going to beat USC, to be completely honest.
Right now, I don't know. We're not giving Michigan enough credit. They're pretty good. So I mean, I think no matter what happens, Georgia's in, right?
Yes.
There's no doubt. And I think Michigan's in.
Yes.
Even if they lose, I think they've done enough to get in.
Yes.
And then it comes down to if TCU wins, they're in, of course. And then it comes down to do you take Ohio State or USC, and USC will have to stink it up. Well, if they lose.
Listen. If USC wins and they take Ohio State over USC, I'm never watching again.
Well, I agree. I would have to agree with you.
Totally. USC is a lock if they win.
Yeah, and no matter how that pains me to say, I have to agree with you. And I do want to say this because I have bashed Lincoln Riley, Caleb Williams. I am wrong. And when you're wrong, you're wrong. And I am wrong. They have both done a tremendous job at USC. And these Oklahoma fans need to shut their mouth and realize they're wrong. The Oklahoma fans are wrong, you know.
Yep. Well,
you got to give credit where credit's due.
the bashing of Caleb Williams was nuts. I mean, you knew better. That guy.
No, I
knew
didn't.
he
I
was
didn't
good.
think he was as great as what he is,
You
and
go
I
back
thought he
and
was
listen
good.
to the shows after he had played great. You did think that your
Yeah,
bias got in the way.
He has been fantastic. The thing that's so underestimated is Lincoln Riley with a quarterback is unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
And his offensive schemes, which we've always said are unbelievable. And when you got a guy that talented with the guy that can get it out of him, you got a deadly combination right there.
I will say this. I am not shocked at all with what Caleb Williams is doing. I thought he would be fantastic. I am shocked that USC is this good, though.
Yeah, with what they had from the year before.
I thought they'd be like a 9-3 type.
Yeah.
And they are
great. Yeah, they have done a fantastic job. They've gotten better. Their defense is better. You know, they've got a lot. They get a lot of turnovers. They're really impressive, and they just go about their business. And the thing is, when you've got the quarterback, we've seen it at OU over the years. When you got them, you can win games you shouldn't win because they make plays. And they make the offensive coordinator, head coach, whatever, look better than what he is sometimes. That play he made yesterday where he was going to get set, and I got to admit, I didn't watch any of it because I was watching that stupid Oklahoma game, which was a waste of my time. I saw it on highlights. He escaped the pressure. Did you see that play where he got away and then made a tremendous run downfield? Okay. A lot of quarterbacks can't do that. You lose 10 yards and you're play calling and you go, God, why'd they call that for?
Yeah.
But he makes not something out of nothing, and that's what a great quarterback does. And that's the difference that the great ones like Baker Mayfield did at OU and Kyler Murray and Jalen Hurts to a certain extent. That's what you get.
The bottom line is Lincoln Riley knows what the most important thing is, players.
Oh, no doubt.
He went and got players.
Right.
And when you have a Caleb Williams, you have a Travis Dye that Joey talked about who was playing fantastic. You get the number one wide receiver in the country to come in there. You really don't need a whole lot else. It's college football. Those guys will make plays. Mario Williams, they'll make plays. And
you're in a league that if you get pretty good, you can win it. Even though the Pac-12 has been good.
Any league they were in, they would be good.
Yes.
They would win the Big 12 easily.
They probably they might have won the SEC West this year.
They would win the ACC easily. I don't want to hear that it's easy. This team.
Yeah, the only league they'd have trouble in, there's two. And I'm not saying they wouldn't win it, okay? The SEC East with Georgia. Georgia might beat them.
Right.
And the Big Ten, whatever it is, East or West with Michigan and Ohio State, they would have had to play both of them. And they'd had to play Penn State. And they may not have gotten through that. That would be hard to do.
Maybe.
Hard to do.
Yeah.
So.
But the bottom line is this USC team is just as good as any OU team he's had.
Oh, there's no question. Because
not
better.
Yep. So it's a nightmare scenario for an Oklahoma fan. They hired the wrong guy, and he hired a terrible staff.
It's ridiculous at the moment.
And Lincoln Riley went to USC and is in tune with modern football and got NIL taken care of and got the transfer portal and used the hell out of it. And OU is stuck, and USC is fantastic. I mean, it's a nightmare scenario for us, but it is reality, and it's time to accept it.
You know, and the bad thing about all this, and a kid I feel sorry for at OU is the quarterback. He's taken all the heat, and it's ridiculous. It's totally ridiculous. What we have, we've with Mayfield.
Yes,
and
I would fire him today. Go ahead.
Yes, with Mayfield and Murray, we had an A offense. They give them an A. That offense was an A, and they had a D defense. No better than that. When Murray played, they had an F. Really. Okay. What we have this year, we have a good offense. Our offense is fine. I'd give it a B+.
Yeah, it's a B plus. Yeah.
But you put a B plus offense with an F defense, you're not going to win, and that's the problem.
Yeah. Yep. If OU had Caleb Williams, OU would probably be about 10-2 right now.
9-3 at the worst.
But again, it's not Dylan Gabriel's fault that he's
No,
good,
he's not
not great.
Williams.
But a good, not great quarterback can't overcome all the other problems.
He's not Caleb Williams. He's not Jalen Hurts. He's not Mayfield, and he's not what's his name? Murray. He's not.
No.
But he could win if he had a defense that was average.
Yep, exactly.
They would be 10-2.
Yep. Well, they're not, and USC is going to be a problem for many, many years for OU people. So they probably need.
Yeah, they might as well just shut up.
Move on. Exactly.
Unless Riley wants to go into the pros, and he might.
Yeah, it's a possibility always. Yeah.
How about him in Arizona? How about if Arizona opens up?
I think he's got better talent at USC than he would at Arizona.
But you think
I don't think I would do that.
he could be with Murray? Interesting little side thing that could happen.
I would rather be with Caleb Williams.
Yeah, I don't think he takes it now, but I think it's interesting. I think they'd offer it to him.
I think he's probably got a top 15 quarterback in the entire country, including the guys in the NFL right now.
Well, he does. He's making more money than he would be at Arizona, probably.
Yeah, I would stick right there if I was him.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't think he'll take it.
All right, that's it for today. Like I said, just had a little special segment because there were 2 games you need to jump all over right now in college football. If you want to, if you like those teams. Now, look, Daniel said Kansas State could beat TCU. They absolutely could.
Well, sure, good.
If you like TCU to win the game, bet them right now because
it's just a point and a half,
4.5, 4.5 by the time.
If the point spread's a 1.5, chances are they're going to cover that.
Yeah, exactly. And even with USC, Utah could beat them. There's no doubt. But
it could.
If you like USC, do it right now.
Oh, that's 1 point?
Yeah.
Bet a lot.
Crazy because it's going to go up. It's going to go up.
No doubt.
All right, guys, we're going to get off here for today. Thank you, everybody, for watching this week. We really appreciate it. We will be back on Wednesday for this show. Good luck to everybody, though, if you're playing today.